Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you've been well. I'm actually at Talon's house.
What's up?
I came to check out a Tacoma here, so I'll show you a little more of that in a second. And then we're twinning hard today. We just bought some things that are in here. I'll show you in a second. But Talon got a Tacoma, if you haven't seen. So it's basically bone stock. He got it like a week ago and got it wrapped by our boy Jake at Lucid Wraps. This cool kind of geo shadow camo kind of deal. Is that like we'll call it a Talon camo. Custom camo here. I was telling him it kind of reminds me of this camo I loved for a long time, the Swedish camo. It was like this kind of with greens, but anyway, Talon has a couple videos on his channel talking all about it. Maybe I'll do a walk around at some point, but it's basically 2021 yep. TRD off-road access cab. Sorry, I'm trying not to show any of his private house details because we're at his house right now. But pretty dope. He's got the grill from Twan at Running for Tacos, and then he's got wheels, tires, suspension kind of planned, some other stuff. His first mod, actually much like my first mod, was a Diamondback cover. But anyway, we'll get more on this later. All right, so these are pretty light. I took the battery out.
What you got there?
This is a Surron. I think it's technically like the X-Bike, Light B, something. But we peer pressured each other.
Yeah, we're bad influences on each other. We're influencers for each other.
We're not good. So we ordered them the same day. They both came yesterday. And we were like, let's have a build party. So I came down to Talon's. We're gonna build these today. And we're gonna see how they are. Talon's garage is getting a little out of control though.
I need to move the Razor. That thing takes up so much room. It's a little ridiculous.
Got the bikes.
All the pallets from the Surron and the HD.
Yeah, now that you're building up a truck, get used to these pallets, man. That is my life. So, how you liking the taco?
Taco's good. I only have like maybe 150 miles on it, but the community for Toyota owners is huge. Like people like you, I get to pick Mike's brain all the time, which is super nice, and everyone in the community is rad. I'm looking forward to the suspension, wheels, tires, which is going on there next week, and then it'll be worthy of a walk around from Last Line of Defense.
Then we'll do a walk around of this baby very soon. We are full on twinning here. Twins. Only difference is I wanted to try out the belt drive, so I have the belt drive on here, and we'll be able to kind of compare the chain and the belt actually, so that'll be kind of cool. And so if you have no idea what this thing is, it's kind of a mini electric dirt bike. It's like a little over 100 pounds. It is basically mountain bike components and kind of mountain bike tires, but people mod these things and turn them into kind of more like supermoto style. You can mod the batteries. By default, if you like cut one wire or something, it can go like 49 miles per hour. But you can change the batteries and controllers out and get them up to like 80 miles per hour or something. But this is basically how it comes. Comes packaged in a box on a little crate and mostly assembled. So we're gonna put the wheel on, the handlebars, get some things adjusted, get the battery charged up and in, and then kind of see how it goes. I believe it came with one peg. We got to put the other peg in. And it actually came with this little stand, which is nice. But anyway, this is a Surron. Talon and I have no affiliation with them whatsoever. Just thought they looked rad and wanted to try them out. Talon's obviously kind of into two-wheeled stuff, and I am as well. Not quite as much as Talon, but this is cool. So we're going to build them. Talon's video is going to have more of the build process, I think. So I probably won't have much of that. All right, so they're together now. Pretty easy assembly, 30 minutes probably. If you basically just got to put the wheel on and the handlebars, a couple other things, pegs, fender. But here it is. First order of business was we de-stickered a little bit. We got to,
the first thing.
because looking good is the most important. So haven't ridden them yet. Hooked up the batteries. So this here is the battery and the controller, I believe, right here. And then yeah, we'll take them for a little spin, and then, ooh, that's a horn, man. So it does have rear tail light, front headlight as well, that are just always on, I guess. Maybe wire up a kill switch to those at some point. But they're pretty sick looking. Pretty sick looking little things. There's a few mods that I'll probably do pretty quick. Some higher handlebars. There's like a little through kind of support here so these don't bend.
I did about 10 clicks on the rear.
Yeah, click me up. It was super soft. You can also turn this thing
That's all the way.
to compress the coil a little more. Oh, is it super stiff?
It's super stiff. You'll have to adjust it when you're sitting on it.
But yeah, pretty sick. Nick came over, check him out. So we rode it a bit. Talon's about to get the snip.
Hope this is the right one. Boom. Fast mode.
So that basically, it's limited to about 25 from how it ships, though looks like my top speed was 31.
Yeah, mine was 32.
And this is, oh, yours 32, huh?
Fast one.
But now it's supposed to go 49. But also I heard the speedometer is not very accurate either, but we'll see. So Talon and I just got back actually from riding out to lunch at a nearby place. Quick little test ride. And so I was just actually wearing my full face mountain biking helmet and sunglasses. Talon's got like full moto vlog setup over here that I'll have to have him get me dialed with. But we're gonna go try and find some dirt somewhere and ride a little bit to kind of test out that action. But man, these things are fun. They're fun so far. So our idea kind of was basically to get these, and since they're lightweight, can just pick them up pretty easy, put them on a rack, not gonna stress out like a hitch mount too much, and throw them on the back of the Tacomas or the vans or whatever. And when we're out, kind of ride them to go explore a little more or whatever. Like I don't really have as much of a use for the Tacoma because it can get everywhere. But in the vans, when it's like, gets a little gnarly and we're like, well, let's like scout out ahead or, you know, maybe like go up to this lake or something. It'll be a sweet little adventure rig for that. So I have a 1-up Super Duty. So this is the heaviest duty 1-up bike rack they have. It's like bent down right now, but I'm gonna take the battery out of it and that drops about 20 pounds and that'll put the bike, the Surron, at about 80 to 90 pounds, I believe, which is just a little over the rating of this. I got a motorcycle one as well, which will obviously handle it, but I'm gonna just see how this does, just like on the road, if I wanna just like take it around on the road, because it'll be a little easier to use. And then I'll probably like strap it up here and stuff. So I'll show you more of that and let you know how it goes in a sec. But we had, my other friend Nick was over and he was riding around on the Grom and we were riding around on the Surrons. And it was like a little bike gang around the neighborhood, just kind of sending it off curbs and speed bumps and stuff. So it'll take a little getting used to for me because I've ridden a bunch of motorcycles, crotch rockets and stuff. And I've done a fair bit of mountain biking, but I've actually never, people don't know this, I've never owned a dirt bike and I've never done any dirt biking. So it's kind of second nature, but takes a little bit of getting used to over.
It's like right in the middle.
Yeah, so anyway, super fun so far. Talon actually just got the Diamondback cover put on here, so we are getting it adjusted a little bit. So it has these rods up under here, and it's good to put a little bit of weight on top. So I'm gonna sit my fat butt on top while Talon gets it tightened down a little bit. the party. I don't think I'm ready to go off that little drop yet that I have for my mountain bike, but eventually. Or this yet either. Or the little balance beam yet either. Oh no. Let's see if I can get through here. It's a little too tight. Alright. There's a little way across over here somewhere. I just gotta get used to doing little baby jumps on it, get a feel for it. Cool though. Got a little chicken feather. So we're actually back home in my used car lot here with too many vehicles all around. But cool ones, right? Kind of cool. But this made the trip home just fine. I did use a couple of straps, little strappies here to kind of secure it. I should have probably shown you, but basically I have my one up pretty close. So this piece here actually touches my tailgate. So I had a strap just holding that up, but I've actually messed up my tailgate a couple times. So I have some other damage here, unfortunately, that's going on. But the one up is rated, this is the Super Duty, so basically the heaviest duty one up rack. And I think it's rated at 75 pounds, but it's rated for off-road use as well. So this, I think, is 80 to 90 pounds without the battery. So it seems pretty solid on there, and I imagine would be fine for on-road use, but not saying I necessarily recommend it. I needed to drop these down because they were set for my 29er, and these are little guys. So yeah, looks pretty cool up there though, right? See this driving down the road? Pretty sick. Anyway, I'm home now, but it's getting kind of dark and we're about to eat dinner, but I kind of want to get Ashley to give it a ride. She's not really doesn't have any dirt bike experience or anything like that, and see how she likes it. And then I'll kind of close with some thoughts. So I was just dicking around a little bit trying to feel out wheelies. I can wheelie all right on my mountain bike, not great, but I can wheelie a little bit on my mountain bike. And I've owned motorcycles, like I've had a few crotch rockets, I've built up a couple cafe racers, but I never tried wheeling on them, honestly. Just rode them for fun, rode them fast or whatever, but never wheelied. So it's kind of new to me. Also, it's different. Like mountain bike brakes are reversed from the Surron brakes. And the Surron, since there's no clutch, both of the brakes are with the handlebars. So left is rear brake and right is front brake. Whereas on a motorcycle, obviously, your brake is with your foot. So a little bit of a learning curve, but maybe I'll get it eventually, maybe not. Ash said she's not an ambi turner. She can only turn the one way. Oh, exposure's too bright. Look at you go.
I'm doing it. Going so fast right now.
So good. Excellent work. She's got her helmet on.
Isabella's helmet.
Isabella's helmet on. Looking real nice. Ashley has no desire to ride dirt bikes or motorcycles or anything. I just wanted to put her on it to see how she did, because I would never put her on an actual dirt bike or motorcycle where there's clutch and gears, and it's just too much. So this is nice and safe. She says after we're done filming this little portion, she'll never get on it again. Not bad though.
Getting a little bit better.
You're gonna learn to love that power between your legs. Okay, thanks for doing it.
Yeah.
This Surron, so easy, and Ashley can do it. So let me tell you a little bit about the settings I set up for the new rider. So before handing it off to Ashley, there are two things I did. One is super easy. It's just changes from sport to EP. That kind of changes the throttle response to where it's not super touchy. And then you deactivate, I think it ships with when you tap the brake, either brake, it kills the throttle. Which I don't want. So I deactivated it because, you know, for practicing wheelies and stuff, it's not good. But for someone that's just starting, a common thing is they'll go and they won't know to untwist the throttle, or it'll pull them back. And so if they get out of control, usually their throttle is full. And maybe they tap the brakes and maybe not, but if they tap the brakes and you have that set, then it'll kill the throttle. So I'd recommend, if you're giving this to someone to try out, I would turn it into EP mode and then turn the brake throttle on. I found online an easy way to do it is turn the key on, then to turn it off, you tap the brake lever 8 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then on the 9th time, you hold it for like 5 to 10 seconds and release, and that'll turn the brake kill off. To turn it back on, cycle the ignition, and then tap it 9 times, and on the 10th time, hold it for 5 to 10 seconds. So that works on mine, and that's how I have it set up. All right, I put it in the shade. Light's a little too harsh, but I think you can tell probably pretty easy to tell that the Surron's actually like smaller than my mountain bike, which is pretty cool. So I'm 5'10", a true 5'10", a 5'10" in which I'm taller than a lot of guys that say they're 6 foot, but an actual 5'10", and it feels fine on this thing. You can swap out the wheels and tires to be a little bigger and stuff if you're a little taller, but I've seen guys that are 6'2" plus riding on these things say they're good fun. But yeah, quick comparison to a 29er. This is a size large frame bike. I'll just put it in front of the bike now to give you an even better feel, hopefully. Anyway, yeah, that's about it. I got my one wheel. I like just like technology, electric vehicles, things that help you kind of adventure a little further and have fun while you're doing it. So obviously the e-bike that I take on mountain bike trails, and the one wheel which I just kind of rip around, and then this guy, the Surron, which will kind of just be an extension. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. The light is so bright out here, but basically Talon and I thought that it would be sweet to throw on the back of the vans like the Jayco, just like in a little hitch carrier, or obviously I could throw it on the back of the Ford, or I have a bunch of vehicles now. Kind of adventure vehicles are my main thing if you're new here on this channel. And that would just be a tool to kind of get us out a little further. We get to a place where the van can't make it, but we want to see like, well, does the trail get like easier up ahead, or is there anything cool up here, or maybe we're camped and want to kind of go explore. That bike will be super fun for that. But I do want to do a quick PSA coming from someone who does mountain bike, love mountain biking, and I have an e-mountain bike, so a pedal assist. This is a class 1 mountain bike. Those already kind of come under scrutiny on mountain bike trails. I ride them where you can legally ride them, and people still kind of hate. Don't ride a Surron on mountain bike trails. Just like, do not do it. If I catch you riding a Surron on a mountain bike trail, I myself will beat you up. But don't. Like, they're kind of in this weird gray area. I'm new to it. I'm new to this scene. Whatever. I'll figure it out as I go. But ride it where you can ride them. You can ride them anywhere you can ride dirt bikes or OHV vehicles, a lot of Jeep trails and stuff like that, or just, you know, randomly through the woods in your backyard maybe. But just don't ride them on actual mountain bike trails, because then those are kind of like, people kind of say they're e-bikes, but they're not. And then real e-bikes will come under fire. So quick PSA there. And yeah, let's wrap this video up. I know it was a little random, a little different than my norm, but hope you liked it. Having a lot of fun with it. Feel free to ask questions down below and I'll do my best to answer them. And you may see it pop up on some trips with Talon and myself in the future, because it's been fun. I've watched a bunch of videos. I know there's a bunch of mods, mod the battery, mod the suspension, do this and do that. But having said that, if you have any tips, tricks, absolute things that I should do to it modification-wise, or just tweaking this setting or whatever, let me know down below, because I'm a noob when it comes to those. So yeah. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. And until next time, take care.